All right, it's June 28th, and that's another Zero DTE Strategy day that we're going to be talking about. And of course, today we're going to be highlighting the Unbalanced Condor yet again for different reasons this time. So today, when we woke up, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're rolling to June 28th, and we're saying today is going to be a stall-out day, or there's going to be some downward bias that we have. So what we had to think about is how do we want to collect off this. We think that there could be some tail end risk to the downside, but we could see some stalling out. All right, so we have to then cater to that aspect and that bias that we have to what we can do. So what we came up with, again, is one of the strategies that we highlight is the Unbalanced Iron Condor. So we, as in me and my family, had different aspects to handle today in terms of we have a doctor's appointment to handle. We're going to be gone from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time all the way till close to noon potentially. So how can I fit in a strategy that fits this, all right, and that can also give me time throughout the day to make sure that this doesn't get away from me, but also benefit off that. And this is where enters the Unbalanced Iron Condor. So if you haven't heard of it, basically what you're going to be doing is stacking the side that you don't think it's going to exceed by the time you can get back to it, or throughout the day, however you want to view this. And by stacking that side, in this case the call side, we expected a little bit of downside risk. Got that this morning. We expected some stalling. We got that for most of the day. All right, and then any upside bias, if we held till expiration, is going to be that risk that we put on. All right, so in order to do this, what you would be doing right now, this gets opened up for a credit. So if you're not opening up for a credit, then you got the wrong side of this opened up. You're going to be selling to open the 42.85 calls. You're going to be buying to open the 42.90 calls. That's going to be your stack side at a ratio of 1 to 2 for put to call. So if you're taking 5 lots, you're going to stack that with the 10, or if you take 1, you're going to stack that with the 2. And then you're going to be selling to open the 42.80s, and then you're going to be buying to open the 42.75. This is what gives you that credit to the downside, which you're most likely going to be playing for in case it breaks this implied move, volatility picks up to the downside. But we'll go into more details about that. All right, so anything below the 42.75, we're making $135 per contract no matter what. It doesn't matter if SPX goes to zero. $135 in our pocket, that's what we risk. And then our upside is going to be based off of that 500 credit, and then if we have a 135, you're at 435 off that, so then you're going to be at 375 risk to the upside that you're exposing yourself to over, which was high day at the time at 42.88. Now, one of the aspects of this that I really want to highlight is I put this on because I wasn't going to be around. All right, I wasn't going to be able to watch every single movement. I wasn't going to be able to sit there and actively manage it. So what I needed it to do is I needed to move at sub 10 delta. All right, sub 10 delta means that for every $1 move, you're going to get $10, 10 cent move on the contracts themselves, $10 per contract that you have on that. So it's going to move really slow and not really go against me. Even if we had this massive unexpected day that did this, it's going to take a break over 4,300 in order to actually start getting near that half max loss on that. And that's why I had to do this. And so now while I'm sitting in there in the appointment and I can whip out my phone, I got a quick little alert, saw that we were hitting this little drop period. I saw that I was going to get more than the $135 contracts per bag. So I quick exit that trade, set up the fill order, let it fill. It filled higher. Now the part that I want to talk about too is that the inflation of the purple line on your screen, as it hangs around that 42.75, the 42.80s, or anything lower, you're going to get this bending of that purple line up that gives you a bit more than that 135 and potentially double back, depending on where this is sitting throughout the course of the day. So you could be playing for the 135, but you can actually be walking away with 235 as a little extra bonus. And this is for people that don't really have time to just sit at the desk all night. They got a kid running around. They have a doctor's appointment. All right, they're in a work meeting, and break doesn't start till 11 o'clock. These are the types of strategies that you can use to help you manage risk, but also play to a bias that you have, and still not just being openly just getting premium eaten by grabbing calls because you thought today was going to green, or just getting destroyed by grabbing puts thinking today was going to be red. You know, there's different ways you can do it, and controlling the speed and giving yourself time to react is the advantage that you can give yourself. All right, so that's what we did today. You can look at more of our videos and go back and review them. We have broken condors that we talk about. We have the iron flies that we talk about. We have your traditional iron condors, which you didn't run today because it's too tight. You're risking too much for what would be not enough money, and you would make more money running off these iron flies and collecting the decay and the premium, or these unbalanced iron condors and collecting the decay and the premium, than waiting around for, you know, 60 cents on a $500 risk that you're going to be putting up. All right, so look more into those videos. We'll keep talking about this every single day. We'll talk about any trade that we put on, try to explain it the best we can. The main thing you're going to notice every single time you watch these videos is going to be controlling speed and giving yourself the time to react that you can, so that you don't need to be this whiz that needs to react in less than 1 second in order to make money. All right, so hopefully that helps you, and we'll see you again Wednesday or next time we put on